Hello, my name is Chloe Folden. Like that, excuse that my office is a little bit dark. I usually only get a chance to make videos in the evening most of the time because I've got a very blessed, busy work schedule. It's usually only in the evenings when I'm finished that I would actually have time to sit down and create a video most of the time. So excuse the lighting. It's actually just because it's very late at night here in Ireland. So I just wanted to create a quick video and a short video just making an announcement over my Monadic Thread classes for 2023, meaning I already had created a video saying that there would be other Monadic Thread workshop classes this year, but the announcement I'm now making is for the Monadic Thread workshops starting in June. Originally, I wasn't going to restart my Monadic Thread classes until October, but due to high demand, I've needed to bring the Monadic workshops forward. So there'll be one class a month over June, July, and August via Zoom. So I just wanted to give more public notice about it because these will be the last Monadic Thread classes of 2023. So in other words, I will not be putting Monadic Thread classes back on again until at least 2024. So I will also be sending out a reminder email to people who are on my reminder list, who are waiting for the Monadic Thread classes. However, if you're watching this video and you've discussed Monadic Thread with me or have been working with Rainbow Bridge Phase 2 long enough and believe you might be ready for Monadic Thread, please contact me to inquire. I can be contacted through my website, www.chloefolden.com. And as always, I will put a link down the bottom of this video. So Monadic Thread is advanced Rainbow Bridge techniques, meaning there are prerequisites for joining the Monadic Thread classes. You must have properly completed Rainbow Bridge Phase 1. You must have already started into Rainbow Bridge Phase 2 and completed a certain amount of Rainbow Bridge Phase 2 work to be in a proper state for availing of being initiated into the Monadic Thread techniques. So when you are inquiring about the Monadic Thread workshops, you will need to be already building to your Monadic chakra. So your Monadic love wisdom thread must be weaving, or the other name for that Antakarana thread is the personality love thread. It's usually the fourth thread that weaves as part of building the light body. So you must already be building to your Monadic chakra, which is one of your highest celestial chakras. And you must have all external karmic imbalance cleared and resolved. And that is what allows you to then avail of the Monadic Thread techniques, meaning Monadic Thread is for speeding up the healing and resolution of internal patterns, because internal patterns by nature are harder to remove. Internal patterns are caused by unhealed genetic memory, as well as stressors on the physical body as well, meaning internal karmic imbalance does and can put pressure on organs, those internal patterns anear. So of course it does tap a little bit into any physical past life health challenges as well, but mainly relates to unhealed genetic memory carried through your genetic line. So all of the tribes, the bloodlines that you're related to and through. So Monadic Thread runs very deep. And some people would say, oh, Chloe, you're talking about ancestral healing. Monadic Thread goes even deeper than just ancestral healing. All unhealed genetic memory, all unhealed traumas being carried in your genetic memory. It's deeply transformative, and by nature also continues to enforce building the antakarana and the light body properly and in a safe, healthy manner. So one of the reasons why Monadic Thread is so deeply transformative, it deeply transforms your inner world for the better. It deeply works with healing perception, working with the environment intelligently and knowledgeably, meaning like that's the best word I have. And of course, please keep in mind, I'm trying to keep the video short. It's deeply transformative. And what makes Monadic Thread so successful in terms of speeding up the resolution and healing of internal patterning and continuing to build the light body is the fact that you must work with Rainbow Bridge Phase 2 long enough to clear all external karmic imbalance and start building to your monad. That is what makes the internal pattern clearing work that Rainbow Bridge is so flawless at with Monadic Thread. That's what makes it so successful, because your external patterns are properly, or external karmic imbalance is cleared first, and a certain amount of proper coherent building of the light body is achieved, meaning you've got solid, very clear foundations to work from that helps make Monadic Thread so successful and so fluid and so safe and healthy, and that's deeply explored. What's covered in those 3 classes is going into far more detail, huge detail, of what Monadic Thread does, the transformative power of what Monadic Thread does, how Monadic Thread continues to build the light body, the antakarana threads that continue to be woven, the higher chakras you build to and ground in a very fluid, safe manner and in a way that appeals to those chakras, meaning it's that you continue to refine the internal bodies. And by continuing to refine the internal bodies and stimulating the antakarana threads, it allows for the higher chakras to integrate properly where they're meant to be, and allows for that process to happen through appeal rather than forcing and manipulating those chakras. And that's one of the reasons why I have started more publicly talking about Monadic Thread and letting people know that through doing the Rainbow Bridge techniques properly, you can avail of Monadic Thread. Because, look, I need to create another video, but there has been this, especially in the last year or two, a lot of inappropriate information and inaccurate information being given out about the higher chakras, and apparently where the higher chakras anchor, and it's flawed and harmful. In other words, that's also another mark of whether you are working with a decent teacher of esoterics and someone who actually understands about building the light body and the proper initiatory process of building the light body, by them not just flippantly giving out information that's not appropriate for public consumption, and information that doesn't even need to be worked with. I'll say it again, this process continues to bring your attention to refining and healing your internal world. And as that continues to happen, it allows the higher chakras to integrate and settle into where they need to be without inaccurate and highly dangerous forcing of them, which is highly inappropriate to do if you have external karmic imbalance remaining. And that's what I mean. So much information available on the internet over bizarre stuff, over the so-called cosmic chakras or galactic chakras, and half of it's inaccurate. And more to the point, that information being given out and suggestions over what to do or talking about inaccurately where those chakras anchor. If you've got external patterning remaining, number one, it won't be successful. And number two, you could cause yourself problems, serious problems. If you have external patterning remaining and you go and do that off some ignorant person's website. I really wish people would pay more attention to the fact that you are karmically responsible for what you teach. And you are karmically responsible for the information you put out there publicly. So that is why Monadic Thread is not publicly available, because your vehicles need to be refined and healed to a certain grade, and the light body needs to be properly built to a certain state before deeper, proper work is given. So like that, if you've just happened across this video, and for other reasons you're going, oh my goodness, Chloe, I would like to know a little bit more. If you go on my website, I have a lot of information on my website about Rainbow Bridge Phase 1, Rainbow Bridge Phase 2. If you go onto the blog section of my website, or even access my YouTube channel from my website, I've got a lot of appropriate information on my website and in my videos that can be publicly accessed. So maybe you would like to start just working with the Rainbow Bridge techniques if you haven't already, for reasons I'm discussing. If you're looking for a proper esoteric technique that does properly and safely heal and clear the vehicles and appropriately build the light body in a fluid, proper manner. And therefore that's what makes it completely safe and healthy. All that's needed on your part is patience, persistence, and working with the techniques properly. So like that, if you do want to know more about the Rainbow Bridge techniques, or if you do need to start with Phase 1 with me, you can just contact me through my website, www.chloefolan.com, or you can DM me. I do prefer people to email me because I'll usually see my emails straight away, whereas sometimes I'm not that good at seeing messages through Facebook or Instagram. But if you are even just wanting to know more or inquire about Rainbow Bridge workshops from the start, feel free to contact me. For those that are waiting for Monadic Thread, I just want to share my screen for a moment. If you go onto my website, onto the blog section of my website and click on Advanced Rainbow Bridge Techniques Workshop, I have information up about the next Monadic Thread group workshop starting in June. So I give a bit of information over what Monadic Thread is for, what the purpose is, and when the classes are. So one class will be in June, one class will be in July, and the final class will be in August. The classes are recorded for class participants only, and you also receive a fully illustrated with plates, with auric plates, of the Monadic Thread techniques, a very detailed, very comprehensive student support manual of the techniques you're taught. So if you are waiting on the Monadic Thread technique workshops, please contact me to inquire about holding your place. The classes are through Zoom because my classes are always in demand internationally. If there's any other questions, as always, please let me know, and I will put all of these links down the bottom of this video. On that note, I just wanted to see if there was anything else I wanted to mention. I don't believe there is. So on that note, if you think you might be ready for Monadic Thread, having worked through Rainbow Bridge Phase 2, please contact me and we can discuss whether you're at an appropriate level, or if not, what continued work to do and when you might be able to avail of these workshops again. Or if I've already told you, please keep an eye out. When the classes are available, you will be ready for the classes. Please contact me. Please contact me through my website, www.chloefolan.com, or please also feel free to contact me with general queries as well if you're interested in the rainbow bridge techniques in general. On that note, for those that have seen or who have watched this video, I hope the video has been insightful. I hope it's provided some good food for thought. And as always, 7 ray blessings to all.